Hi there, Darren Lachney here from 365 Assist. Recently in the community group, somebody asked how they could create a Power App where the user can enter data and that data can go to their Excel OneDrive, but they didn't want it to go directly in there. They wanted to use Power Automate. So it's an arm's length, if you like, from the app to the data source. And so they didn't have to share the data source with anyone. So I'm going to show you how I did that using Power Apps to enter for the user, any user to enter the data, and the Power Automate, which can be separated to then save that data to someone's OneDrive, or you could use SharePoint obviously as well. So let me show you how this is done. Right, so to show you how this works, I have just a workbook, an Excel workbook in my OneDrive. And when I open that up, it's just got a little table in there where at the moment I've got two columns, a first name and a last name. And what I want to do is in the app, have records added to that. So if I go to my app, which is here, I've created an app with a first name and a last name. And so if I put in the first name and I put in the last name and I hit save to Excel, that'll go off and do an automation, which will, in a second, there you go, create a first name and a last name. If I go back in here and I change this to Joe Smith, then save that to Excel. And there you go, it just adds another record. So pretty simple. So the first thing is I need a Power Automate flow, which I've got here. This one's pretty simple. It's because it's going to be triggered from a Power App. I've got the Power Apps V2 as the trigger, and I've just put two text fields in there, first name, so I've just added input and added text input, which is the first name, I've titled the first one, and last name, I've created a second one called last name. Then I go down and just do one action, add a row into a table in Excel, and it's all in OneDrive, so the location is OneDrive Business, document library is OneDrive, and I find the folder where my file is. And of course you have to have a table in that Excel for it to work, and just popped in those two fields up here into those first name and last names. And so the Power App that I created, apart from all the bits and pieces around the outside, is just two input boxes, two text input boxes, one for a first name, one for a last name. Then what I did, this is the little tricky bit, is over here in the Power Automate, I've added a flow, and I've added that flow, I've done a search. I don't know if I can search it again, no. But I've added the search for that row Excel, that Power Automate that I just showed you then before, so that's been added there. And then when I go, I've added a button down here on Save to Excel. So the on select for that is the name of the flow, .run, and then the names of each of those text input fields, text input one and the first name and the last name text input.text, and that's it. You put those two in, user types the stuff in, presses the button, and it saves. And of course you would need to put a lot more around this about validation and all sorts of things that you want to do, but I just wanted to show you something quite simple. So that was a bit short and sweet, but I hope it helps you understand how you can use Power Apps and Power Automate separately to one solution where you can save data in your OneDrive or SharePoint. Don't forget, you can subscribe to my channel. I'm always putting new videos up every so often.